Hi, kids. Okay, we just finished our last embedded assessment, right? We're moving on to a new unit, which is called the Challenge of Utopia. And we're going to be going over the embedded assessment here during class today. Now we're going to talk a little bit about what we need to do, come up with sort of a word map that gives us an idea of, hey, this is how we have to go forward. Not anything that we're going to be doing immediately, but you know kind of how this works. We want to have an idea of what it is that we are going to be doing down the road when we actually get this going. So first off. The title of the unit is The Challenge of Utopia. Now, what is a utopia? A utopia is a perfect society, right? People are always trying to make life better and everything. And some communities have made the attempt to create a perfect society where everybody is completely lives in harmony and everything's okay. Now, what we found is you can try that, but there is no such thing really as a perfect society. But sometimes there's been an attempt to create a perfect society and you end up with something that is not real good. That we refer to as a dystopia. So you're going to hear those words a lot, utopia and dystopia. Now, our embedded assessment doesn't really talk too much about utopias exactly, but it's sort of related to that. So let's take a look at what we're going to do. So your main task, here's what you're going to have to do, is you are going to write an argumentative essay in which you convince an audience to support your claim about a debatable idea. Use your research and experience or observations to support your claim. So you're going to have to pick a topic that is something that is debatable. You could argue either side. Something like school uniforms is always a popular topic to do. Something like should we be allowed to have phones in class? That kind of thing. It's something that you can argue. Yes, this is why, or no, this is why we should not do something like that. One of the keys is we want to have it be a debatable idea that we're doing, because we can't talk about something for this like the Holocaust was bad. Well, of course it was bad, but the thing is you can't really argue the other side of that it was good, right? It just doesn't work. So it needs to be something where you could debate on one side or the other. Now, you may have a definite opinion about where you stand on things, but there is another viewpoint on that particular issue. And that's something that you're going to have to do, is you're going to make a claim, and then you are going to have to defend that particular claim. So that's what we're doing. Once we pick a topic, we decide, what we want to write about, that sort of thing. Then, okay, so what exactly are we doing? What is truly our main task? Okay, it is, as you see with the highlighting, it is to write an argumentative essay. That is what we're going to be doing, writing an argumentative essay. So you got to argue for your point. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to be mean. Sometimes we think of an argument and we think that, it has to have a bad connotation. If we're arguing that it's going to be mean, no, it just means that you're trying to get across your idea of why you want to see something in particular. Okay, so we've got that. All right, so now what's going to go into the essay? Okay, as you can see, we got the photo over here of our rubric for this particular essay. All right, it's very similar to the rubrics that we've already done for other embedded assessments that we've got. But you can see that the three sections that we have are ideas, structure, and use of language. Ideas are ideas about our topic. Okay, you're going to have some probably 3 points that you want to make, why people should listen to you about whatever topic it is that you're going to choose. Then structure. We need to have an introduction. We need to have body paragraphs. We need to have a conclusion. Okay, if we're having 3 points, well, then we probably have 3 body paragraphs, right? Introduction, 3 body paragraphs, conclusion. Doesn't have to be 5 paragraphs, but that probably would work out. And then finally, we're going to have use of language in here, right? Which means that we're going to spell things correctly. We're going to use words correctly. We're going to indent paragraphs. We're going to punctuate correctly, right? It's just our typical stuff that we do. So nothing real complicated about that. We're going to have ideas, structure, and use of language. So the very first thing that we are doing is we put together our word map. What is our main task? That goes in the middle. We're going to write an argumentative essay. So that's where we're going to start. Now, if you think back to that last page, right, we had three different things that are going to go into that essay. So we draw three branches off of that. And then once we do that, then we create a three bubbles that will indicate our ideas, our structure, and our use of language. Okay, it's a very simple word map, but it's not a particularly complicated assignment. We just got to make sure that we do a good job about it. So it should be fairly straightforward. Some of the stuff that we do is not quite this straightforward, but it really is going to come down to how well do you argue your point? How well do you articulate the point that you want to make, that we should not have school uniforms in school, that we should be allowed to use phones in school? How well do you say it, right? If it's just, well, I like to be on my phone, well, okay, fine. That's what you believe, but you didn't convince me at all. Those are the kinds of things that we need to actually think about, and you have evidence that you can make your claim and that you can support your claim. For that, it would be better if we did things the way you want to do them. Okay, so we're going to get into this. We're going to, get a little bit more specific, brainstorm some topics. We're going to do all of that kind of stuff, and kind of get us going toward this final product that we will eventually be putting together. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's kind of a thing that a lot of students really like, the opportunity to try and convince people that, hey, maybe we can make some change, and maybe change will be a good thing. All right, so that's what we're going to be working on. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys end up writing. Okay, thank you so much.